Hello, I'm the normal playing guy, and yeah, well, it was to be expected. I called it. Well, I guess it was easy, right? Super easy A's. Yes, it was going to be this Broly because he's next in line. I mean, at a shout, they could have had this guy, right? I mean, it's possible. I thought they could have done the first ever LR Super Easy A, but no, he is next in line. So no doubt, it was obvious for a big event like this. You're gonna have Super Easy A. Makes sense as well as it's a Broly theme. So previously back in what 2018, so Easy A's had only just started, right? This is what we get, and this even then that was good for 2018, must admit. But it also wasn't because by then we'd long since had categories and they were all better. So like this was interesting, but nothing. But then because I mean some SRs have this, but like we checked this out. Super easy A. Fast forward 6 years and boom! Wow. Remember, leader skills don't really get affected, so it's purely passive. Sometimes they do a super attack effect, but I suspect what is it? Raise attack for 3 turns. Other than doing a bit more damage to level 20, I believe now, then no, that's about it. So previously 80% on attack. What do we get now? 2 key 200%. Looking at this guy, it's safe to say we could probably do 100%. I mean, if you've been playing for more than a couple of years, you've probably rainbowed this guy, but for sure if you've been playing since 2018 at least, this guy's rainbow. Nonetheless, 55%. 8,500 is on the lower side for defense. Attack is okay, so that's fine. I always say the dupe is by far the most impactful. So that's better. But I mean, coming in at 100% is most people on this. I mean, hey, let me know if you've been playing for 6 years at least and never had this guy, because I've had that for several units, so it makes sense. Anyway, Rainbow 12,000. That's not bad depending on his kit. Huge attack, so that's good. But anyway, 200%. That's good for the 200% leads for Uncontrollable Power and Movie Boss in particular. Really, really nice. 150% to stats on attack. So it's triple those stacks on attack. Those super attack effect, yeah, it's still raise attack for 3 turns. Oof, if that had defense, oof, boy. Anyway, no. Raise attack for 3 turns, sure. Right, we have an additional stats buff, 30% up to 150, and damage reduction, 10% up to 50 with each super attack performed. So additionals have got to be this guy's friend. Randomly changes key spheres to rainbow when there's another planetary destruction or pure Saiyan ally. So presumably a Paragus or another Broly would be ideal. Well, again, pure Saiyans and movie boss kind of would hit that. Super class allies, oh interesting, 1 key 10% attack, and extreme class allies, 1 key 20% to stats per rainbow key sphere obtained. Interesting how he's giving allies 1 key, because ideally you're going to use him on an all villain team. I suppose pure Saiyans could have a few heroes in there, of course, but ideally that's not. But I suppose it's nice. Bit weird though. Chance of critting 50. Right, okay. For every 2 rainbow key spheres, he gets 50% to crit, and an additional super attack. Okay, so there is additionals built in. He does build up stats and damage reduction with each super attack. So if you do so, okay. 2 rainbow orbs I feel is fairly decent. Sometimes you get 1, sometimes you get none, but I feel like 2 is fine. You might come out with 3, which won't count, but you'll probably come out with an additional super attack. If you happen to get 4, which is possibly the max you can get is 5, right? So if you can get 4, which is again, I mean, he is a rainbow orb changer, so potentially you could have 3 super attacks plus your hidden potential system, that's 4, and then you're more or less built up. You'll have 120% to stats and 40% damage reduction. I feel like fully built up, he could be good. Only because this is a permanent buff. And the damage reduction to boot really makes a huge difference. And the fact that he's coming in with stats. It's nice that he's coming in with key, because it really helps out the fact that they have this stupid link. In fact, these two. Like, you'll trigger this against other DBZ Brolys, but specifically air. So it's nice that he comes in with key just to ease that, right? That's really, really good. But yeah, okay, so what is he going to work well with? Yeah, Pure Saiyans, Movie Boss, Planetary Destruction, Exploding Rage. In fact, everything. Except for maybe Legendary Existence, you might not have a spot. But all of this, you can make a really strong team. He is going to be good. He's not an AoE. You would have thought, oh no, it is. I tell you, I beg your pardon, it is. It is an AoE, as I figured he might be. So he's a nice unit. I would say you float him off, maybe slot 2, maybe. But float him off, let him build up, and then you could probably stick him in slot 1, because when he's built up, you'll have you'll have 200%, 100, it goes up by 150%, so it's 30% on the original stat, so that's nice. But they'll have 50% damage reduction, then you get the attack. I suppose slot 2 then you could graduate to, because he gets a massive buff on attack, so that's nice. But yeah, he's pretty good. Right, who's his best friend? Well, no doubt that every single one of this is Broly. Well, bizarrely, there's a Cabba. It makes sense for Kale. Okay. Yeah, largely Broly's. His best friend. Okay. So, the LR EZA, pretty bonkers. By the way, if you're struggling on the punching bag event, just rock this guy and the Tech Orb lead. And boom, away you go. Right, so again, pretty solid. These two is a great combination. This is going to be pretty insane. Same lineage, Super Saiyan, same warrior race, plenty of attack links. Yeesh. The new Broly, 200% for Movie Boss, Sujiroki. Yeah, attack links through and through. And look at the teams that we're going to be rocking on. Huge compatibility. So that's really nice. Brolys in general have come a long way. You think about, well, his original EZA. This guy, to be fair, this guy's EZA does stack and he does have a bit more going for him, right? But like this guy's EZA is ass because he kills himself with defense. Like this freebie's a bit weird. He was okay when he came out. The LR has dropped off even after his EZA. The first real step up was probably this guy. But like most Brolys have, they're kind of wishy-washy. And even when this guy came out, he was useful, powerful, but he dropped off fast with the power creep. But now, I mean, just look at this top row. The 9th anniversary unit is still far and away one of the stronger units going. These guys, by the way, are still fantastic. People hate on these guys and they're really good, and then we all know about the rest, right? Pretty bonkers. They've come a long way. So it's nice to see the Brolys getting a bit of love. Why not? They're the most biggest, most badass villain going. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Sweet unit, sweet EZA. Right, how do these work? So you have to use the existing one. Now, there's an additional criteria. So you complete your additional EZA, and it's Kamehameha. So you need to use strictly AGL if you can, but Kamehameha. Now for this guy, after you hit level 30, then you can do his Super EZA, which is around level 30 difficulty. Trust me, I'm on like level 400, so I mean, if this was a Super EZA at level 400, it'd be death. But no. So you need already EZA units to comply. Non-EZA units are good for standard, but for the Super EZA you need a step before. Think of it as here, base for EZA and EZA for Super EZA. Don't use them, you're going to get crushed. Well, it's funny enough, for the Kamehameha category in particular, we can actually have, let's see, it's going to be teams, categories, and I have it alphabetically here. So funny enough, there is a good amount of Easy A units. Specifically, it doesn't have to be AGL, but yeah, AGL ideally. This guy could be king, 180%, AGL, LR, Easy A, brilliant. Who else are we talking? UI Goku, yep, brilliant. Ultimate Gohan, well, he doesn't have his Easy A, but he does have guard and he is pretty strong. Super Saiyan 3 Goku doesn't have guard, but he's pretty strong. Okay, this guy, you could slap him on purely because he's Easy Aid, AGL, could be a team builder, so sure, you could rock the UI Gokus and rely on the dodge. Dodge is permissible. Any older units in the AGL? Let's see that. Okay, this guy, he's Easy Aid and will actually count. This guy, he can be useful. Might get clobbered up, but he can still pound. Let's see. Yeah, again, you could use him. Hell, you can use... Oh, yeah, Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, you can use Ames. Go on. LR Super Saiyan 4 could be a nice... So you... Assuming you have these people, you can make it. But, like, who are the options if you can't? Physical, ideally, you don't want to do. So we're talking, like, Vegito could be pretty good. The 7th anniversary... 8th anniversary unit? No, 7th anniversary units could be pretty good. So you can use... Goku is a pretty decent one there. So he has his Easy A, so he's nice. Could you do Realm of Gods? Because he is pure and hybrid Saiyan lead. So, and he's Easy A, and then you could rock these three. And you can actually use these three, well, you can definitely use these two anyway, side by side, so that's not too bad. Then you could rock these two as well. So that's nice, and then this guy. So there is potential here. So ideally you want to stick with a certain select team, like the AGLs, but Easy A units as well in particular, just throw them on. But it's Kamehameha, already away Easy Aid units, and then it's around about level 30. That's it, good to go. But anyway, other than that, it's good. It's been a bit content light. I'd like to have seen another one. I'd like to have seen the first ever LR Super Easy A. It would have been the right time, because it's, as I say, it feels a little lackluster. But anyway, here we go. It's a shame you don't really get stones for this as well. It's kind of naff. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Normal Playing Guy, and you've been a brilliant set of sausages from Israel. So yeah, brilliant. And I will see you the next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.